And I think that you want to get yourself in places where there is a person that you can relate to, there is a person that you want to be like, and there is a person that you just kind of like can hang out and build that together.
So, talking a little bit about your experience as students, I already can tell you guys are very successful people, especially in your fields of study. Do you have any advice, maybe one or two pieces of advice about maybe people going into your current routes, whether that be your experience right now as a grad student or maybe in CS or Latin American studies, anything along those lines that you think would be helpful to anyone listening on this, on our little chat right now?
I think for CS, the biggest thing with how competitive things are nowadays is to just know people and to network well. A lot of the interviews I've gotten have not been from applying online. They've been from talking with the recruiter either online or meeting them at some event here on campus. And also, like, if you're in a research group, people in your research group probably have connections in industry.
Yeah.
You can email them directly and ask about job opportunities instead of just applying online. I think that's like much, much more effective with how many people are in CS these days. And kind of in a similar vein, I think it's also really good to know a lot of your fellow students in fields that are not necessarily your area of focus. So, you know, some of my friends are doing machine learning, some of them might be doing compilers, some might be doing like web development. And I think that when you get, just by kind of talking with them, you get exposure to these areas and kind of learn some things just by absorption. And then when you go and take one of those classes or when you have some problem, you might realize, oh, this sounds like a problem, you know, my friend in compilers was describing.
Yeah.
And there's probably something I can use here. And in a similar vein, I think it's really important to push yourself and take classes outside of your area. That's a great way to meet people outside of kind of your area of interest. And you would be surprised how much things in those classes will overlap with things that you actually want to be doing for your area. Like an example of this, I'm in a very kind of math-based, proof-heavy computer science course this semester.
Really quickly, which one?
Topics in graph algorithms.
Okay.
And we are actually, our final project is to apply some of the stuff from this course to a very real-world problem of taking machine learning models and compiling them to run on GPUs. So this is not an overlap you would have expected, but it just turned out to be something that was useful.
Yeah. Any kind of advice, maybe one to two pieces of advice that you have for people who maybe see themselves in your shoes, maybe as a graduate student, some people going into Latin American studies, anything that might be helpful to them that might be listening on this podcast, right?
Yeah. So first, I would say that you need to really ask yourself what you want to do. And like kind of, if you don't, it almost feels to me that there is like this conception, especially in the US, that you have to go to college. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I really don't think that everyone needs to go to college. The whole society wouldn't work if we all went to college. So ask yourself really what you want to do and see if there is a cheaper way of getting it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And second, maybe you don't have a specific idea of what you want to do, because I also don't think that every job needs to be vocational. But you want to be as happy as possible with the thing that you're most likely going to spend at least 8 hours for some time, at least 40 hours per week, for at least like 2 years. You're going to have to face that. So I would try and be very honest with myself and see if maybe I need a little bit more of time to make those decisions. And then after that, I would just make sure to do whatever it takes to get to whatever I want to do. So like my personal journey, we didn't have resources to afford the education that I wanted. So I was kind of very unmotivated because I was searching for options and opportunities, and I was never like the super like top one in my class, and the scholarships that I was seeing were mostly for that top one. But I was lucky enough, my mom found out a scholarship in a university that I really wanted to go to. So that worked out, and I feel like that takes me to another point that I think is very important. Make sure that you're very intentional with whom you're surrounding yourself with, which kind of connects to what you were mentioning of the whole networking type of thing. Because in this case it was my mom, but some moms are not right. Like that, or maybe some moms just don't have the resources, right? And I think that you want to get yourself in places where there is a person that you can relate to, there is a person that you want to be like, and there is a person that you just kind of like can hang out and build that together. And I think that is what makes it what makes your college experience, I think. Because it could be on one side something that where you are like, yeah, professionally speaking, you get a lot. Hopefully you get it all from university. But at the same time, you want these 4 years of your life, at least 4 years, I'm in the fifth one now, to be as happy, as wholesome as possible. And these are important years for you. Like usually people that are in college are in their 20s. It's a time where you also want to kind of discover who are you beyond what you know. So yeah, those are the kind of things I would recommend. Just a lot of like identify your dreams and then shape your whole like daily life to make your dreams closer. I didn't really know anybody of the field that I studied. I didn't know anyone in the industry I wanted to work. And I was able to, just by surrounded with people that would resemble as much, I ended up applying for very competitive places like in the UN, and I was successful at it. And I think that it was because of the feedback that I constantly received of people that also had like their mind in similar things, or maybe not in the same industry, but definitely with the same intention, you know, with the same like idea of I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then this is gonna come, you know, like with a plan.
Yeah. No, and that's important, especially in a college setting, because college is arguably one of the better places in life that you get so many access to different like resources and people, networks, and all very very timely things that we have a lot of things to think about during our time and day. So thanks for joining us. My name is Dulf, Vincent, Genis. I'm here at the Center for Innovation and Teaching and Learning with two great friends of mine. Thank you, Eva, and thank you, Ryan, for coming on with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.